No, dude.
We're on, guys, so
All
whenever you feel
All right. Well, today's guest on Whiskey Tango Talks is Mr. Hawker, right? So Tay Hawker from New Zealand. Wanted to have you on just because it's a different life when you come from a different country, and not too many people outside of the U.S. listen to our podcast. So hopefully you can bring us some New Zealand fans. So don't adjust your audio. Mr. Hawker has a accent for you ladies. Go ahead and get those waterworks ready and those dry panties available. How much do you get laid for having an accent? That's the first question.
That's a great first question. I can't disclose on a public podcast.
Oh, can't disclose. But it works to your benefit a little bit. Yeah,
it does. At the same time, it can be a bit of a pain. I'm over where are you from? Generally, I'll get, where in Australia are you from?
Right. And that's actually how I first started talking to you. I fucked with you and called you Aussie.
Yeah. No, that's probably, I get that more than any success, is more clarifying where I'm from originally. Right. And then I say New Zealand, and they're like, where's that? Is that in Europe? No, it's not. It's near Australia. And then they go, oh, well, it's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
But yeah, that's. But I'm jumping into that. Thank you so much for having me on. I really do appreciate being here.
No, this is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I love the whole concept of the podcast itself, because I feel that so many people have stories to tell, and even the person you bump into at the gas station has a story.
Exactly.
And you get to get that out. And I think it's really cool.
It takes away production from people who shouldn't profit anyways.
Yeah.
And it gives it back to the people. That's exactly what we love about it. Yeah. So I'm glad you're here.
No, I thought it was an awesome idea. As soon as you brought it up and you sold what you're trying to do, just stories.
Oh yeah, interesting life stories.
Interesting people. Then I was all in. So yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So how was growing up in New Zealand?
It's a hard one because I don't know any other way. But compared to what I see as what it was like growing up in America, very different. I always joke with my friends about, in America you got your high schools with the lockers in the hallway, and you bump into your crush and all that, like you see in the movies. That's all I knew about, growing up in America. But personally,
So what was your impression of Arizona?
Arizona?
Just tumbleweeds and old saloons?
Yeah, I thought I was going to be doing shootouts every other day. No, Arizona's unreal. But growing up in New Zealand is definitely an absolute blessing, being able to grow up in such a agricultural sort of environment as well. Kids in New Zealand are forced to grow up, getting dirty, grazing your knees, things like that. It's perfectly normal. And, I grew up in my, holidays.
I gotta admit, I'm flat out jealous that you're from New Zealand. Like, there's just, from everything that you see on TV, that you read in travel guides.
Yeah. Like,
you guys have it all over there, don't you?
Yeah, more or less. I don't want to just toot my own horn, because I am
toot it, dude. I'm
listening. A huge fan of America. I'll preface that. I absolutely love this country. But yeah, New Zealand's got a lot, and you
got beaches, mountains, forests. I think the only thing you don't have is desert.
Probably. We've got the desert road, which is interesting because it's up really high, but it's dry as all I can cast right?
Yeah, fuck it.
It's dry as all shit. And but as far as like an Arizona desert, no. And that's really what I loved about living in Arizona so far, is that I've had to learn a whole new way of living. And little things like, I learned from a friend of mine that when you've got a house here, you can't leave shrubs on the ground because the snakes will nest in there and things like that. Like, there's no snakes in New Zealand, zero.
Now I know I'm moving to New Zealand because I hate snakes.
So it's little things like that.
They had a weird situation like back in the 60s or 70s. They populated New Zealand with deer or moose or something like that, and now you have
We've got a lot of deer.
Is it deer?
Yeah. My family business is in deer.
I thought they had moose as well.
We don't have moose.
No?
We might down south, but it's not as popular as deer.
Yeah.
We farm deer.
Oh, you farm deer?
Yeah.
How big deer, small deer, comparably to?
I mean, big, normal, like regular elk and everything.
Yeah.
My family, we buy the antlers and sell them over to the Asians and all that, and it's big business. That's my uncle and all that. My parents do something different. I mean, eventually, it's farming work.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not one of those ones that are too worried about the slaughtering.
No.
It's the circle of life.
Right.
Lion King taught me that from the get-go.
Yeah. So what growing up over there, just were you outdoorsy?
Oh, yeah. You have to be.
Yeah.
In my sophomore year of high school, we take a month to go and essentially like live in cabins in the bush, and that's like part of our school curriculum.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, you do like 3-day tramping. I did a solo one night where you had to like our professors go and drop you off in the middle of nowhere, and you have a tent and like a little portable stove, and you spend the night on your own as a sophomore in high school, and you have to like build your fire and make the tent, write a letter.
And that's curriculum.
Yeah, you've got to do it. It's part of school. You can't get out of that. And so,
why?
Yeah.
See, why don't they have cool shit like that here?
I think they do, but it's not mandatory. Like, surely it's America.
I'm telling you, I've never heard of a class like that here in America.
No, it's our whole. We'd have classes there as well, but then it became like the classes were tailored to like life survival skills, just like things that are relevant. And do you know Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's filmed there, right?
Yeah. So you know Mount Doom.
Yeah.
So we had to climb that. Was part of it. Like reach the summit of. It's called Mount Natahoe, which is like a native word, but. Yeah, it was Mount Doom in the movie, and so we climbed that. It was part of it. And yeah, so yes, we're very outdoorsy.
Right. So what kind of culture is over there? Because you're Caucasian.
Yeah.
So is it are there native islanders? What is it?
Yeah. So America's definitely a melting pot, but New Zealand has competition, and we're coming in because it's a newer country. We were founded a lot newer than America, so. Personally, I'm made up of English, Scottish, Danish, and Italian.
Okay.
And so
I could definitely tell you're Dane. You're a tall motherfucker.
I try. I ate my vegetables.
Yeah.
Just to interrupt for anyone I know we've got a camera, but for anyone that's just on the podcast, I'm going to try Conor McGregor's Proper 12 whiskey.
Cheers.
I wanted a live reaction for you guys.
I'll tell you, it's dog shit. I bet.
Okay. So I've had better.
I told you he pissed in a bottle.
If that's Conor McGregor's piss, then he's drinking too much whiskey.
Yeah.
I think it's drinkable though. It's not something that I can't get through.
Yeah. Well.
It's not the worst.
No, your mic's right there, guy. Yeah.
It can hear me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
All right. Well.
I'll get through it for sure, but it's. I feel like I've. Being in a bar every day, I taste so much whiskey that it wouldn't be my first pick. No.
Oh shit.
Well, but yeah, sorry. Back,
no, you're good. You're good. Let's get you.
For Conor McGregor's sake, a live reaction.
Right. How did you leave New Zealand to come to America?
Okay, great question. I get that one quite a bit. So, when I was really young, I had this fascination with America, and we still can't pinpoint why. I mean, my parents have never been able to figure that out, but. I knew I wanted to move out here.
Well, I'll tell you why. 1776, the Revolutionary War. We told the British to go fuck themselves.
And apparently,
why.
and apparently I like that part. And
right. Yeah.
So it was really American sports that caught me. Just the way that you guys do it over here is unmatched.
Okay. With that being said, we won't get too much off topic. Mm-hmm. But what pisses me off is that rugby is not bigger over here.
Okay, it's growing.
It is, but it still just makes me angry that it hasn't popularized the way it should.
Right.
You got knuckleheads that love the NFL but don't give rugby a chance. It doesn't make any sense. It's a fucking mosh pit with a ball.
Yeah. It's what we call organized chaos.
Right.
And I completely agree. I love rugby. It's in my blood. I played it since I was 4 and played it for as long as I could in my own decision making. But it's in your guys' blood to love the big 4 sports, with it baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. And when there's something so deeply ingrained in you, it can't change. Like, I love football, but it would never be popular in New Zealand because we live and breathe rugby.
Right.
And so, like, no matter how hard anyone tries, you can't take over something that, well, maybe like centuries down the road, everyone can change it.
But see, that's how it is here in the U.S. You can't popularize rugby because of football.
Exactly.
So
and rugby can get big, but there's a cap on it. It will never be football.
Right.
And so I respect it for what it is, but
And here we are talking about two large sports,
Yeah,
right? And
right.
soccer beats both of them out. For
100%.
some reason. I don't
And-
understand that though either.
Right. I
You
was
got a
looking
bunch
today.
of field fairies that flop all over the place.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like
rugby is a man sport.
Right, but
Football
not-
is an athlete sport.
but not everyone's a man, and so that's why you can't hit
In rugby?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm saying
Yeah.
that that's why the reason it's not so big.
Yeah.
Is that
not everybody's man?
not everyone can do it,
100%.
and soccer is one of those sports. Soccer players have an amazing amount of talent. I respect the hell out of soccer players.
I do too.
But you can just pick up a ball and play.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot easier for people around the world in numerous different situations, whether it be poverty or luxury. You can just pick up a ball and play.
You know Daniel Tosh?
Yeah.
So his thing was, of course, soccer's the number one sport in the world. You got all these fuckheads that just play around in dirt piles. Of course, when they see grass, they're going to want to fucking play a sport.
Play a sport on it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. No,
So-
yeah. I think that's why soccer's so big. And rugby's a really big sport worldwide. I think I looked up today, based off all these metrics that some website did, which I always believe everything on the internet. So
Aliens are coming for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the fourth biggest sport in the world. Rugby is.
Yeah, I can see that.
So yeah, I always kind of knew that growing up that it was really big, but again, I don't know why football took to me, and then I played basketball. Basketball's big in New Zealand, so I played that growing up. But hockey, I'm iffy on, and I love baseball. I grew up playing cricket, and that was kind of my
See, another
second
sport that will never catch here
right,
in the U.S.
because
Yeah.
you got baseball,
Right,
and
that's America's pastime.
right,
Yeah.
But there's purists that will never walk away from that sport.
No.
Which I'm not totally understand. I wouldn't want to either. It's all you
Cricket
know.
to me is more a gentleman's sport. It's like more
okay.
gentlemen's play cricket. It's like if a baseball player, you got fucking tobacco in your mouth. You're grabbing your crotch before you hit the plate.
Yeah.
You know, like
How much did you play baseball?
Yes.
Okay, so I know baseball really well, and I love baseball, and I watch a hell of a lot of it. But I've never played it at any sort of organized level, so I can't relate. But in cricket, there's a lot of shit talking.
Yeah.
A lot.
Really?
Is there in baseball?
Oh fuck yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's also a code.
Yeah.
There's a silent
Same in
code
cricket. There's
about baseball.
I think that's all sports is a code.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And
an unwritten
the
rule.
one thing about baseball that people don't realize though is a lot of fucking superstitious players.
Yeah.
Like if you hit for 3 for 4,
Yeah.
and you almost cycled,
Yeah.
and you were wearing the same underwear that you fucking hit that almost cycle in or
Yeah.
whatever, the next day some of those fucking baseball players are like, I'm gonna wear that same underwear.
Right.
It's weird. There's a weird superstition and folklore about baseball players and what they did to have luck.
Right.
So it's just
it's similar, but
Yeah.
So I was playing rugby all through high school and everything. I played on rep teams, captained a lot of teams and that, and then I got noticed to. So in New Zealand, there's no like college sport. You can play college sports, but it's not as big in America, even like close. It's social, you play it for fun.
more club teams.
Definitely.
Okay.
And so you sign your pro contracts out of high school to go play rugby professionally in New Zealand.
Oh, geez.
And so I was getting noticed and everything, and like looked into to going pro. And
So is this what brought you to America? Or?
yeah, this is how I got here. So so I got noticed and everything by a team called the Hurricanes, and they had like a camp. It wasn't like the proper team or anything. It was like the feeder squad, and to make the team.
Yeah.
It'd be essentially like how
A practice squad for the NFL.
yeah, essentially yeah, like a younger practice squad. Like
Okay.
they're looking at you to bring you up, kind of thing.
All right. AAA baseball.
Sure,
Double A
perfect,
baseball.
perfect
Okay.
way of putting it. So, so I was doing that, and then I was going through a bunch of decision making processes because I was realizing that I'm not going to be. I wasn't the LeBron James of rugby or anything close to being a superstar. So I had to make the decision to focus on education, and that was really going to be the point that would take me to America, I guess you'd say, because like I said, all I wanted to do was work over here and work over here in sport and get involved in that industry. So when rugby was getting to that point where I had a few injuries and I was making the decision whether to stay in New Zealand, run the risk of
Shoulder, neck, knee.
yeah,
Okay.
awful knees. And so I was making that decision whether I stay there try to go pro, and then either maybe not, or if you do, rugby players don't make shit money.
Nothing here in the U.S., I'll tell you that.
No, not here either. But so I just knew that it wasn't going to be where I was. It wasn't my future. And my dad was really good with me on, helping me through that sort of stage as well. But all I wanted to do, I wasn't going to go to school in New Zealand. It was America, and so my parents were like, "You can totally go to America, but you got to find a scholarship. We're not going to fund it." And so I went out shopping for a long time and did my study and everything, tried to work out what it's like to go to college in America. And I found a school, and I got a few off the team, so they offered like $400 a semester and paid for my textbooks. And it's great. I had to keep shopping. Texas A&M offered me a good scholarship, but Lindenwood University in St. Louis, Missouri, they offered me a full ride, and they are one of the best rugby schools in the country. And so I accepted that, and I did not care. I had friends over here that I'd met, through exchanges. They'd come to New Zealand and everything, and I spoke to them about it, and they were like, "Do you know Missouri? Like, do you know what you're getting yourself into?" And I was like,
right.
I was like, I really don't care.
I actually went to basic training in Missouri.
Really?
For the Army. Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Fort Leonard Wood. And
Okay.
It's like about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive from St. Louis.
Okay, yeah.
So, there's nothing fucking there, bro.
No. But I didn't care. It was America.
Yeah.
And I was naive. And looking back on it, though, I love Missouri and I love St. Louis for what it was. And I'm leaving tomorrow morning to go there to visit my friends and everything. And I still have a lot of close friends there. And I love the city to death.
The first part of St. Louis I went through was the wrong part.
Was it east?
It
St.
was,
Louis?
yes. And driving through, I was just like, shit, this is definitely not the neighborhood I need to be in.
Nope. Yeah, you get out of there really quick.
Yeah. I think it was like
there.
southeast St. Louis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like Illinois across the Mississippi.
Yeah, real close.
Yeah. So so I went out there and I played my college rugby out there. Again, I loved it, but I'm not trying to sound like I'm knocking on anyone, but it lacked the culture that we had in New Zealand with rugby.
By far.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
No. 100%. We just talked about how it wasn't that big. I agree with you. So, little tidbit that we have never talked about on a personal level, but I actually joined it was basically a club team out here, Red Mountain Rugby.
Yeah, I know a few players out
So, I had a friend who was from Cali who had friends that play on the USA team.
Okay.
And when he moved out here, he's like, "Hey, I want to find a rugby team. You should come be a wing." And I had no clue what the fuck a wing was.
Are you fast?
I'm decent.
Okay.
In high school, way faster.
Okay.
But he just said, you have the mindset for rugby. A lot of people don't have a mindset. And I didn't know what the fuck I was getting myself into. So he's like, just buy some cleats, meet me out, Mesa High, high school. So I'm like, oh, okay. So we go out there and I bought like soccer cleats, dude. Like I had no fucking clue what I was getting myself into,
especially
right?
as a wing, it doesn't matter.
And so I get out there, and the guy's like, "Yeah, hey, dude, I'm glad you came out. Like, I've seen you at the gym, blah blah blah. You know, the guy that's kind of running big guy, yeah, white guy, huge. So the first drill that they have us doing is a guy rolls the ball, two people head up and go for the ball, and I'm about 190 pounds at this time frame.
Okay.
I'm 240 now, so big difference, right? And they roll the ball out, and I see these guys going at it. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I've never seen this. Okay, I'm down. So, of course, a line on one side, line on another side, and I get up, and I look up, and across from me is about a 350 fucking pound Samoan.
Yeah, it's Red Mountain.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? Right? So they roll this ball out, and he picks the ball up, and I got to stuff him.
Yeah.
I got to stuff. So I'm looking at these tree trunks of a fucking leg, right? And I'm like, how do I? So in my head, I'm just grab one.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, and you go for both, he's going to go blow right through me. Mm-hmm. And so when I stuck him head to the side, I actually hooked the hips, picked them up, and drove them down.
Yeah.
And everybody picked me the fuck up, was cheering like, oh, fuck yeah. And first drill.
Right.
And about 4 practices later, the 2 guys that invited me out stopped showing up. So then I didn't know anybody on the team, so I just kind of felt awkward coming, and that was my rugby experience. So I went to like 4 practices, and then it was like never played, and I was like, I wanted to, just
you gave it a go.
Didn't know the people,
Yeah.
But I definitely have the mentality for rugby. Dude, you, in my opinion, you have to be a fucking straight savage to play rugby.
Yeah. See, I get your logic, 100%. But rugby is. I
You
think
know
you have
the
to. Be, I'll finish this off.
No,
that'll
you
be fine.
ice?
No, I'll be
Oh,
good. I'll be good.
Okay.
So I think football, you've got to be more of a savage, and the reason being is that rugby's far more technical.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
Just on the fact that football, you can get by on athleticism.
Yeah, but in football, you disrespect your body. I've seen those hits. And you have to have some level of disrespect.
And I don't disagree with that at all. But with rugby, you said it's technical. Okay, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Right?
They call it the fat man's track and race.
Okay. All right.
You find a route to get to where you're trying to go without having to go the long way. It's the fat man's track.
Yeah,
Take a
but
shortcut.
some of these rugby players, the fastest way around is right through a motherfucker, and they'll lower the head and do it.
Definitely. But what's a running back trying to do?
Find a gap.
For the most part,
Find a gap.
What happens when a middle linebacker fills the gap?
They usually
lower your head.
No. Yeah, we're gonna agree to disagree.
Yeah,
But no, you're telling me a 190-pound running back is gonna go head on with a 250-pound linebacker?
No.
9 times out of 10, no.
9 times out of 10, no.
Rugby, on the other hand, most guys just know I can't pitch this ball, or if they do pitch the ball, they're taking a fucking hit.
Okay.
A blindside hit, nonetheless. They know that they got to pitch the ball at that last second.
Yeah.
So they can get it out to
Draw
the wing.
and pass, yeah.
Right. You know?
But as a runner, you're trying to hit gaps as well, though. You hit a weak shoulder.
Right.
And so that's what you're trying to do is when you're going up to contact with a guy, you read their body positioning and you try to hit a weak shoulder because you want him to miss.
Yeah.
To go head on head with a guy is just dumb in any sport.
Here's the other part of rugby, right? The fights.
Okay, so fights are interesting in rugby because that's where your unwritten rule comes in.
That's where what?
There's unwritten rules.
Unwritten rules. Okay.
In fighting.
Okay.
In rugby because you can't do it legally, but
You can't do it. They let these motherfuckers fight all the time.
well because when 15 on 15 start fighting, who's going to get in the way?
Yeah, true.
There's one referee, two touch judges and a main referee.
Pull up YouTube, Rob. Pull up rugby, best rugby fights. Dude.
Goes right state of origin.
States of origin?
Yeah, like state as in Arizona's a state of origin.
Huh.
I'll write it down. I know my accent.
No. State of origin.
Yeah, it's a type of rugby. It's like a rivalry game.
Oh, really? So, while he's pulling that up, can we talk about the All Blacks?
I would love to talk about the All Blacks. The World Cup's this year. It's every 4 years, and it's this year.
Right. So what are we doing? Are we putting it on at the College Bar of Tempe?
I told Nick yesterday, I said it's going to be on every day.
Every day.
Every game's going to be on.
Let's go.
And I'm going to find my TV, and it's going to be my TV for a few weeks. The All Blacks. Do you know that they're the most winningest team in sport?
Yes.
Cool.
That's why I wanted to bring them up.
Because when I bring it up, some people are like, no, they'll pick the Yankees or the Lakers. Okay, so the Yankees are second.
Right.
And then I think it's the Montreal Canadiens and then the Celtics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, interesting enough.
Yeah, that's crazy that it's different sports across the board.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, the All Blacks, for people that don't know, like you said, winningest team of all sports, right? There you
go. That any of them would be perfect.
Just make sure we're on mute so we don't get pulled for any reason, Rob.
Yeah, it's on me.
Okay.
You want to do this first one?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
So, what makes New Zealand's All Blacks, and for those that don't know, All Blacks does not mean they're African American.
I can explain the story.
Go ahead, please.
So the All Blacks were called the All Blacks because in the first ever game of rugby, not the first ever game of rugby, sorry, that's extremely naive, ignorant. So the first ever New Zealand game played Australia, and we were wearing all black in our uniform, and the commentator called us the All Blacks we decided to wear all black for that game, with black jersey, black shorts, and the commentator said they're like the All Blacks, and it stuck, and that was the early 1903 or 1905, around then, and it stuck then, and we've been the All Blacks since, and so there's no, I feel bad in America because there's still a lot of race issues going on. So I don't like saying I'm an All
I'll
Blacks
agree
fan.
to disagree.
And so
with the racial issues.
well, in comparison, I should say.
Okay, continue with your story. We'll come back to that though. I got something for you.
No, I'm more than happy to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's got nothing to do with race. It's literally because we wear black jerseys and black shorts.
Right. So the haka with
Yeah.
the All Blacks.
Mhm.
How do you feel that portrays to people that aren't of Samoan descent?
So
Because
I love
New
this topic.
Zealand.
I'm glad I get to clear this stuff.
Yes,
up. So,
because I hate when people are like, "That's not for fucking white people." Or
okay, so it's not Samoan. It's
Okay.
Polynesian.
Polynesian.
So the Fijians have a haka. Tongans have their haka, mini hakas, I should say, as well.
Right.
Māori, which is our native people, we've got a haka as well. And then Samoans, Rarotongans, Hawaiian,
Yeah.
all the island nations have got their own sort of style of haka, I guess you'd say. Now, the Māori haka, there's so many different. They all tell stories about like I personally have performed probably 7 or 8 different types in my life, whether it be high school, the New Zealand one, the rugby. The All Blacks have 2 different hakas. But it frustrates me because a lot of people think a haka is like the haka. It's one dance.
No.
It's all different dances.
Multiple, right?
Multiple, yeah, because they all tell stories about like where you're from, the lineage. We're here to like basically the general translations for most hakas is like we are from this area. We're here to battle. We're here to fight. This is our territory. We come as one. That's the kind of notion that the haka generally translates to in most cases. And so, also, it's not for the. It's a sacred sort of thing. It's not something to just like whip out. You don't just say.
Damn, because I was gonna have you give me a little
Sorry,
piece.
mate. Yeah, no. But when I drink, people will be like, "Can you do the haka for me?" I'm like, it's not really like one of those things.
Yeah.
You just like.
I'm not
do.
wearing a loincloth
It's like
right now. No,
it's not entertainment like in that sense.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
It's generally performed as like a challenge or a sign of respect or a farewell.
And that's my favorite part about it, the respect sign.
Yeah.
In rugby, when the haka goes, bro, and both teams are doing it back and forth.
Yeah.
It's a moment for me, like, dude, just chills.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, I want to get out there with a sword.
Yeah.
Let's go to fucking battle.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
that's what it reminds me of. Yeah.
I've never in my life been able to replicate the feeling that I've had doing a haka in a rugby game.
It's almost spiritual.
It is. It's just a real feeling. Like
Yeah.
chills is an understatement.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like all your brothers looking at your opposition and like performing that sort of spiritual sacred haka. And yeah, there's no feeling I've ever had in my life that has even come close to the same feeling as doing a haka. And so what sucks is realization. I've numerous times over the last 7 years of living in America, I've realized I'm never going to do a haka again, like in the same capacity. And I was sure I can go and perform it, but it's never going to be me and my brothers or me and my boys, unless like I go home for like a wedding or something like that. I'm doubtful, that is going to arise. But yeah, it's sad that I never get to perform it like that again.
Yeah, there was one in particular that kind of went viral of a
The one at the wedding?
a funeral.
Okay.
A guy had committed suicide,
Yeah.
and the family members at the funeral were doing one, and dude, just you could feel the emotion.
Yeah.
Everybody that
That's
was doing it
unbelievable.
was just tears pouring out. Oh, dude, it
Yeah.
was awesome.
Did you
Awesome.
Should we check this
Yeah,
out?
the fights. So, what is?
So the team in the blue is New South Wales. And
Okay.
these are 2 Australian teams.
Yeah. See
and-
right there. Oh, see, I thought that's where it started. Yeah, right.
So these 2 it's 2 territories. The maroon is Queensland, and so it's 2 different territories.
Queensland, Australia.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they play each other. This is probably too old. The next one, it's the top 5. So the
And
next
Wells being where?
New South Wales is another territory in
Aussie?
Australia.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're in the blue, and they play each other in a 3-game series every year in rugby league. And so it's like the best players of each state. And for whatever reason, over history, it's just become the most popular fights in rugby. But yeah, I think this video is the top 5 if I read right.
Yeah, my favorite is always watching the Samoan guys go.
Fighting?
Or the Tongan,
Yeah.
whenever they go, it's like dude, some of those guys got like real legit fighting skills. Like,
Oh yeah,
they could be
a
pro
lot of guys
boxers.
box.
Yeah,
I grew up boxing.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
but Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Like I was saying with the unwritten rules, it's an interesting one because some guys won't jump in, and some guys will, and some guys start it, and
Have you ever seen a ref get in a fight?
the ref get in a fight.
Yeah.
No, I've seen parents though. That happened back home.
Just the parents in the stands, or
Yeah,
really?
my home. Right, I'm gonna pussyfoot around this topic, but
No. Hit
so
it
my
off.
hometown is very split into you're well off and you're not well off.
Okay.
And so there's going to be a lot of. Do you want to scan the cursor across the bottom, and I'm going to see if I recognize some of them. You can go a bit faster.
This video looks
if you
old.
go back about. These guys will throw so
Right.
if you go back about 30 seconds before that. But so it's a bit different to like hockey where you fight like one-on-one and the team like backs off and lets you guys go at it. Here you jump in and you hate your brothers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How about that fucking Alex Ovechkin knockout the other week?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
jeez,
was crazy.
dude. I didn't know Ovechkin could go like that. He fucking threw down, bro.
Doesn't normally need to.
He's not the enforcer. He fucking went at it.
Yeah. So
So who we won't stay too much on rugby.
Cool.
Real quick.
Yeah.
But who is like say your Wayne Rooney or your Kobe Bryant
Okay.
of rugby?
So the Australian's going to hate me for this answer, but I'm sticking with it for my life.
Okay.
Richie McCaw. Isn't it?
McCaw?
McCaw. MCCAW.
Okay.
Um,
McCaw. Okay.
So yeah, he's a New Zealand legend, greatest of all time, easily. You could debate me on it.
I don't know. I
You
don't.
couldn't. But anyone listening to this, my Instagram is TM Hawker. Slide in and we'll debate it. 'Cause
You were fucking sincere about that.
it's a no-brainer. Richie's one of these guys that he doesn't. He's phenomenal on. Well, he's retired now, recently retired, but he was phenomenal on the field. But what he did off the field is what made him the legend that he is. He was the All Black captain, most winningest All Black captain, and he's a leader. It's not always like he's just a man.
I love the fact that you said off the field because there's a lot of players in the NBA, and the NFL that do a lot off of the court or the field.
These guys are just getting it.
Right. But like it's funny you say that because to me that's what makes an athlete.
Yeah.
It's not just on the field antics.
Yeah.
It's what you do for your community as well.
I get in debates with people all the time because I hold how a man carries himself off the field higher than what he does on the field.
Yeah.
You can shoot as many threes as you want, catch
Yeah.
as many touchdowns. It means nothing to me if you're a dick off the field.
Yeah,
It means nothing.
if you're OBJ, shut the fuck up.
Like
I can't stand that guy.
I mean, I just don't care if you're not willing to be making a change in society. I don't care what you can do on the
LeBron
field.
James building schools.
Right.
Yeah.
And LeBron's a great example. And sure, people can hate him for whatever bloody reason they want to hate him.
Flop.
But, sure.
Yeah.
But like he's someone that, he's had a almost flawless career. Recently, he's not like the toughest guy, I guess you'd say. Like
My issue is if you do a lot for communities,
Yeah.
let that be your character. Don't
Yeah.
jump into politics.
Okay, yeah.
Don't jump into fucking politics. There's
Yeah.
no need for you to talk about this or that. You do what you do. You created the character who you are, and that is the man that you became. Don't jump into politics because it's the end thing to do right now.
Yeah.
And in fact,
the end thing to do is a really interesting point because
Yeah.
it's definitely something that people
So
jumped on.
let's
So
talk
there's-
about that. How do the politics here in America differ from politics in New Zealand?
Oh, this is gonna be
do you,
fun.
And do you guys give a fuck?
Do we give a fuck? Yeah. So, I always try to be as bipartisan as possible, and I am in America. Like, I definitely lean both ways. There's things I agree on both sides for sure.
Okay.
My general philosophy is I don't really give a fuck what anyone does as long as it makes them happy and doesn't hurt anyone. I don't really give a shit. It's not my life. If it's your life, do your thing.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
That's my general philosophy, and it seems to help me with a lot of situations when I'm trying to make decisions and things like that. Just focus on Tay. It's all I really like. If you're being happy doing whatever you're doing, do it. It means nothing to me. Now, within saying that, New Zealand has turned into, in my opinion, somewhat of a super liberal country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're kind of the definition of what happens when it gets real liberal. And America's fine.
So California?
No, worse in California.
What?
Yeah, we just have like a liberal. I was shocked when we went back home last time, and my dad's going to listen to this podcast, so he'll know exactly the story I'm talking about.
Good.
But we were at
Shout
home
out to
watching the
Mr.
news.
Hawker Senior.
Yeah, no, he'll be listening with bells on, I'm sure.
All right.
So we were at home watching the news, and I couldn't believe my ears when the newscasters got into a debate as to whether Santa was a black female. And I was like, if he should, well, he or she, sorry, it should be portrayed as a black female, and I was like, why are we even discussing this? Like, it's Santa. Like, is this what we need to address in New Zealand right now, as to what we identify Santa as? I was like, shit, New Zealand's doing pretty well then if this is our main discussion. And so that was on the news for a while, and me and Dad were in fits laughing. We just thought it was the funniest thing ever. And I was like, here I was thinking America was going for shit.
Is there a big trans community in New Zealand?
I mean, I don't notice it. Like, trans communities aren't something that I like. I could care less. I don't notice it. And so I guess I don't know.
Because why else would that be a topic?
The other thing is, like, I've lived here for 7 years, and I've gone home and visited, for a couple of months at a time. And so, like, I'm more adverse with the American culture than I am New Zealand, because over 7 years, culture changes.
Oh, by far, yeah.
We've got a different prime minister now than we had when I was living there, and she's doing different things than what the last guy was, and they're in different parties, and so I don't really keep up too well.
A female prime minister, though.
Yeah.
How many times has that happened in New Zealand? A few?
Few.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the first. New Zealand was the first country to let women vote, first country to let gays get married. Like, we're very progressive,
yeah.
and which I've always been extremely proud of. That we're a country that's kind of, we just keep pushing. We don't really give a fuck.
Well, that we're on this topic, we had brought up how racism is around. You want another drink? Is that what you're looking for?
Did I make it obvious?
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you got those rocks in there?
Yeah, I got you. So my big thing is, I think it's if you turn off CNN, if you turn off MSNBC, and you,
I like that, and Fox, include Fox if you're doing
Fox.
It. We're doing all of them.
Just turn off the fucking media outlet, right? Okay, turn off Facebook, turn off Twitter.
Instagram,
okay,
Snapchat,
no. Leave Instagram. Go ahead and leave Instagram.
Have you read comments on Instagram on anything?
No, I don't read comments.
The vile hatred that is in this
vile
world.
hatred, yeah. Okay, but my thing is like just the overall general, like, okay, take Instagram. It's mainly just pictures. How many racial pictures do you see on Instagram?
No. And I know exactly where you're going, and I couldn't agree more.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, the media portrays more racism than anything.
Definitely, way more.
And my thing is like, how many other countries deal with that? Canada? Fuck no.
Yeah.
Mexico?
No.
Mm-mm. Brazil?
I didn't think we did in New Zealand until I went home last time.
Okay. And Australia?
I don't know. Australia's bad, actually.
With racism?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're like...
Well, it's a full island
it's a
full
massive,
of convicts.
It's a massive country too, though, and I think that's
historically it's an island full of just convicts. So.
What I notice is that it's a lot of the smaller countries that have issues with these kind of things. No issues, sorry, with these kind of things because
right.
Our media is just we target less people, so you're going to have less extreme opinions, I guess you'd say.
Okay.
Because Australia gets it all the time. They have, they're a massive country. Australia is huge.
Yeah.
And it's the same as America in that sense.
They got a lot of things that'll kill you there too, but
for sure, everything.
Everything.
But I think that's the issue is that these media sources are reaching more people and reaching out to those people with more extreme views. Now there's extreme people, there's nutters in New Zealand, there's crazy people everywhere. And I'm not gonna, act like New Zealand's some utopia. It's not. We're dealing with our own shit. It's just different from America. It's just less. Like our left is very left, and our right is like left of America's right. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But look, I consider myself right-centered.
Yeah.
And when I say right-centered, is I have the same kind of views as you.
Yeah.
You do you. I'll do me. If it doesn't affect me or hurt other people, I don't give a fuck.
Right. It's so logical.
Yeah, but when it comes to gun rights,
Yeah.
you're not getting my guns.
Cool. So let's dig in there. I
Go
found that
ahead.
topic.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So New Zealand's got really tough gun laws.
Oh, speaking of which, you brought up gun laws. Hopefully, the shooting that happened in New Zealand didn't affect anybody
No,
that
it
you
didn't.
know.
Yeah.
But just hearts out to those people out there in
Yeah.
New Zealand. For
That was
anybody that
awful.
knows Mr. Hawker and is listening, if you were affected, my apologies and condolences.
I appreciate
So,
that. Yeah, no, I had no one directly affected, but
Right.
you know, New Zealand's my family nonetheless, so
Right.
I had plenty of
Shit.
people affected in that sense.
Yeah, that's still just
But,
weird situation. Go ahead. though,
Weird
with
is an
gun laws.
absolute understatement.
Yeah.
Because like it was our first.
Yeah,
Well,
never. Yeah,
I think in like the 80s we had one guy go on like as like a serial killer spree, and that was the last one before this, and it really doesn't happen. You know, we're one of the safest countries in the world. And
Yeah.
I would.
but you
I-
guys
I
don't
would
have
argue
strict
that-
gun laws, right?
No, we do. Very.
Oh, okay.
Very, very.
Okay, well, look at fucking Chicago.
Yeah. See, now I personally I'll never delve into topics that I'm not well adversed with, and I like disclaimers like that. I don't like to talk on anything because there's so many people out there that have opinions on shit that they
You
have
can
no
have an
fucking clue what
opinion.
they're talking about.
You can have an opinion,
Yeah, but
but
I want to disclaim that my opinion isn't completely
isn't
educated.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
And so
Yeah.
with New Zealand's gun laws, like I grew up hunting and everything, and I stand by people should be allowed their guns, but god damn it, we need to make it tougher for them to get them. Like you should have I trust you,
Right.
and there's a gun in the room
There's a shotgun right behind me.
right behind you.
Yeah.
And I've not been worried about it. Like, and that's fine because I trust you and I know that you're a good person. And shit, you've served,
Right.
so you can obviously use a firearm.
Yes.
Like, if you can pass psych tests and prove that you can know how to use a firearm in a background check, fuck it, have a gun.
Right.
You should, like, I totally get that. But like the fact that me as a foreigner can roll up in Walmart and get a gun should scare you as an American. I shouldn't be able to do that. I could be anyone. I'm not on any records in America. Well, I am now because I've been here for so long. But like,
you do have to pass the background check.
Right, but my background
not
could be
for a
clear as
rifle.
shit.
But not for a rifle.
there's no check.
I don't think there is one for shotguns.
Oh no. You still, no matter any gun that you buy,
There's a
The
background.
background check.
FFL, you have to do
A background check.
So when I had to get background checks and stuff when I first moved to America,
Right.
for like jobs, with various sports teams and stuff, and my background was clear because I just got here, and they don't check in with New Zealand. There's a couple. ASU has been the first place that I've worked that checked with New Zealand, and so
that does seem odd. That seems like
Yeah.
they basically ran my social, and my social, so I started working at the St. Louis Rams, and when I lived in St. Louis, and I had got my social like 2 months prior, and so they ran my records. I got a copy of the run, and it was a 2-month check. I was like, yeah, I suppose I haven't done anything the last 2 months.
Just
Like,
2 months.
yeah.
Wow. Shit.
So like,
That's crazy.
That
and I'm
is-
assuming it's the same background check for a gun
It
than
should,
the
yeah,
St. Louis
probably.
Rams would do for
Yeah,
employment.
well, it's a federal, for guns is federal. So
Right.
anytime
Guys are
you're-
Same thing.
anything like federal jobs, if you
Yeah.
work in I used to work at an airport, and you have to pass a 10-year
Yeah.
background check just to even be allowed to work at an airport.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
So
that seems kind of odd. It's only 2 months. Like, they wouldn't even.
yeah, because
check
it was
with-
just my social,
Yeah.
and so like I would like the idea that you at least have to be a citizen of America to own a gun, because then you at least have some information on me.
So,
I'm like,
weird fact. I don't know. I know in Arizona. So this is an Arizona law, I do believe. All right. We can fact check this if you want, Rob. But you can own a handgun
Yeah.
in Arizona, but you can't buy one until you're 21. So if you were gifted, say, a fucking Colt 45,
yeah,
you're good.
yeah, that's crazy, man.
Your mother can go out and buy you a Glock 9.
Yeah. So,
But you can't buy one until you're 21.
in New Zealand, you can own guns. We've got guns,
Yeah.
like rifles and shotguns in there. But you've got the firearms license is tough. It's not an easy test, and you get like an ID, like a firearm driver's license, but it's for firearms.
Okay.
And you basically have to take a physical test, prove that you can use a gun, like taking it apart, cleaning it, putting it back together. You get your gun safe checked. You get a test from the police, like a psych test, behavioral test.
Oh, wow. I'm good with that. I'm good with a psych test.
Anyone
100%.
should be. Like, it seems logical.
Yeah.
And if you don't agree with it, then
If
you
you
probably
have
shouldn't
mental
have a
health
gun.
if you have mental health issues, you probably should not own a gun. 100%.
And so, like, I'm pro guns. I love hunting. I love
Right.
it to death. I'm upset that I've been here for so long and haven't done enough hunting. But
I got some connections for you.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Let me
Yeah.
know. Because I really want to do hunting out here, and I'm for guns in that sense. I just think we need to be giving them to smarter people.
Yeah.
Not everyone should have a gun. Like, it's a killing machine. You have to take a test to get behind a car. Can you die with hands of a gun?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But it's not it's not a cars are killing machines.
That's what I was saying. You've got to
Yeah.
take a test to get a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well,
so-
I just look at all the stabbings that's happening in fucking France right now, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, dude, like, so should we outlaw butter knives?
Okay, but you're going to kill a lot less people with knives than you are with guns.
You'd be surprised. There was just an attack in China where somebody stabbed 19 fucking people, and the majority of those people were children.
That's crazy shit, though.
But that's
Tell me you
shit
couldn't
that
kill more
happens.
people with a machine gun.
Oh, by far. but your ability to get a machine gun is a far lot harder
Than
than
a knife.
getting a
I
knife.
agree. Yeah, that makes absolute sense.
Right. So cool story. You had brought up the shotgun.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did. So Japanese handmade
Wow.
shotgun. My grandfather was in the Korean War.
Okay.
Decided he wanted to go to Japan. Got that fucking shotgun. So my dumbass.
Very impressive.
Yeah, my dumbass is like, hey, he gifted it to me.
Yeah.
Cool. Don't know much about it. It's an over under.
Okay.
Right. Decide I want to go out and shoot this gun. Okay. There's a safety.
Yeah.
Like all majority guns
Yeah,
have.
absolutely.
Not all guns do, but so then there's the button to break the stock to load.
Yeah.
Two 12 gauge.
Right. Yeah.
Rounds. I'm trying to figure out how this thing
How do
works.
yeah.
Right? Pull the trigger. Both barrels shoot at the same time.
So you thought pulling the trigger was a good one?
As long as it wasn't pointed at anything other than the fucking target, right?
Okay.
But so most over-unders shoot one barrel at a time.
Yeah.
This fucking handmade Japanese
Japanese
shotgun shoots both barrels at the same time. That fucking thing took me for a ride.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like it's a beautiful gun.
Yeah.
After the podcast, you should check it out. There's
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
will.
craftsmanship in that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So that was my sort of take on the gun laws because I just think it needs.
I'm
to be
100% with you on the psyche valve.
tougher.
For sure.
At least.
Yeah.
And the thing is that anyone that should have a gun should be able to pass any test for it, as far as like handling and like the police coming to your house checking that your safe's there,
Right.
Or like this is where I'm going to keep it. Little things like that is that I don't understand the negative to it. It's not like, and I also don't understand, and I could be wrong, but like we're not. I don't know, but I don't think anyone's coming to round up guns, and so like maybe just. All I think is just restrictions going forward would be helpful.
Fuck yeah.
And it's not going to hurt anyone.
No, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely okay with that. I feel like if you already own an AR-15, you're kind of grandfathered in because
Yeah.
I have one.
And then, but like,
So, yeah.
I get it. And the thing that I always lean on, because I find myself, I'm a foreigner in 2 countries. And so when I go home, all my friends see me as the guy who's moved to America, and they ask me all about America, and I spend my life defending America. And then I come here and I'm explaining how we are in New Zealand. So I'm a foreigner in 2 countries.
I love it.
And so I always lean on the fact that America is so massive, and no one will, like New Zealanders will not understand the concept of just how big America is and how many people are here.
How many? What do you think the populace? Pull it up, Rob.
Of America?
No.
New Zealand's 4 million.
4 million?
Yeah.
That's Phoenix.
Yeah. And
Jesus.
so
That's less than Phoenix.
No, Phoenix is around 4 million. Pull it up. You got the Google.
We got the Lugal machine.
The Lugal hot tub time machine. What? Damn, that's So did you know Alaska is the biggest state in America, right?
Yeah.
Which I really think is Canada, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So we talked about Texas before we started this podcast.
Yeah.
Dude, when you drive 9 hours through a state and you're still not out of it,
Yeah.
it is ridiculous.
No, it's crazy.
It's-
I drove from St. Louis, Missouri to Los Angeles when I was moving from St. Louis to LA. And it took me,
how long did you spend in LA?
I was there for just almost a year.
God, I'm sorry. I hate that place.
All right, so preface. I didn't last there because it's too expensive, and it's
100%.
It's nearly impossible.
We
to live
actually
in.
brought this up. We had somebody cancel on us for last week's podcast.
Yeah.
So we had talked about a few things on the podcast, and we brought up that 20% of America's homeless populace is in California.
Okay.
Like, I think it was something like 16% of that is in the LA area.
Yeah.
And
so that goes back to our politics discussion in New Zealand. We have a crazy welfare system where we basically just give away money.
How does that work for you, though? How does it work over there? People?
No one works. It's not.
Yeah,
true,
no. I really.
But there's a welfare system that basically it's called the dole, and you can basically get paid to do nothing if you're unemployed.
Well, universal basic income is a big topic that's coming up for this next election. There's a guy named
laughable. Please don't tell me we're going to get universal income.
Swear to God.
No, I've worked too hard to have universal income.
Okay. No. I'm 100% on the fence about it.
Really?
Yes. Here's the
You're
reason.
a hard worker. Why do you deserve to get paid the same as a lazy
Exactly.
prick?
And I have an engineering degree. I worked 7 years with troubled youth.
Mm-hmm.
Then I now use my engineering degree. I'm a machinist. It sucks. I hate it. I'm actually thinking about going back to school.
Yeah.
But here's my thing about universal basic income. Okay, people that are on welfare get that welfare check.
Yeah.
Regardless if they work or not, they get that check.
Yeah.
People like you and I, you have 2 jobs right now. Okay, you work at a bar and then you work for ASU doing what?
Student athlete development.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but you get paid for that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're also a student at ASU?
Yeah.
Okay. So you work 2 jobs, I work 1 job. Regardless of the fact that we work or not, these people that don't work get welfare.
Yeah.
So universal basic income, Andrew Yang, the guy that wants to give $1,000 a month to each family member in a household, right? That is above the age of 18. So if you have a son that's 18 that's still living at home, he gets $1,000 along with your wife. Okay, so there's $3,000.
I have no son that's 18. That's
no,
not
but
working.
I'm just hypothetically.
No Hawker
right?
will be not working at 18.
right. You probably get backhand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. But so $1,000
Yeah.
a month, whether you're working or not, you're going to receive this according to Andrew Yang.
Okay, who's paying for this?
Taxpayers.
Oh, terrific.
Right.
They get rid of all the welfare system that we have in place.
So-
and
okay.
reallocate that money.
Okay.
Right. Or they don't get rid of the welfare system, and if you are receiving welfare, that money that you are receiving welfare for gets taken out of that $1,000 anyways.
Okay.
So my thing is, and you know, people out there that are listening are going to be like, I can't believe he just fucking said that, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to say
Stick
it
with
anyways,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Here we go. Shaniqua, that fucking has 4 baby daddies, right? That is receiving welfare.
Or Sharon.
Right. Right. That is receiving welfare, okay,
Yeah.
is going to see that money regardless,
Yeah.
or if you and I aren't seeing it. So people that get universal basic income, the people that are working, can receive that money if they choose.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but my wife and I, that's $1,000 a month for both of us. That's
Yeah.
$2,000 a month. That's $24,000 that I could receive.
Yeah.
That people are getting anyways. If I'm working, fuck yes, I'm going to take that money.
Well, yeah. You're gonna,
Fuck yes, I'm going to take
you'd
that
be
money.
dumb
That's
not to.
that's 2 trips.
No
to,
one's ethics is that strong that they would not take that money.
right. But that's 2 trips to Hawaii a year.
Yeah.
For my wife and I,
Absolutely.
who deserve it.
Yeah.
Versus the fucking that Hispanic family or that white family in West Virginia that has fucking 5 kids that are struggling
Just
to make
sitting
it.
on the porch.
Sitting on the porch doing nothing.
Yeah.
If they're going to receive it, why shouldn't I?
Yeah.
And that's my take on it. So,
Yeah.
like you talked about, it's called a dole.
The dole. DOLL or DOLE. I can't
Right,
remember,
right.
so it stands for something.
But you guys have that over there. So if we do UBI here,
yeah.
universal basic income,
Right.
I just think that's fair to people that work.
Yeah. And I'm pro anything that people that work.
That's why I'm on the fence about it. The other part of it is people that don't work,
Yeah.
that know that they're going to receive that $1,000, aren't going to work.
I just think like I'm more than happy to work for my dollar, and if you've got a disability that inhibits you from working, you deserve it. You know, society should be able to help you along. Like, you don't
Right.
decide that. You
From the
didn't-
military, I have 2 torn discs in my back and 1 in my neck. I receive a pension from the military.
Right.
I have yet to go to the VA to receive a pension, and I got other vets that are like, "You better fucking do it," and I'm like,
Well, you earned you served our country. And so, like...
I love that you say our country. Ah, you're American for sure.
But,
That's the
Cheers.
old
Cheers.
is that easy? Cool. Thanks, guys. Yeah, no, I just think that, like, if you've got a disability, sure, we've got it covered. But if you are literally just too lazy to get off your ass, or get
Right.
welfare and then work for the government, and they'll get you out picking weeds and cleaning up the roads and doing things like that. As long as you're working and getting off the couch,
Yeah.
work for your money. It seems logical, but again, like, I'm not in the minds of everyone, and just because I think it doesn't mean everyone should think it.
Fuck yeah.
It's kind of my logic, is like, I don't decide other people's logic.
Well, we'll close with 2 things.
Okay.
2 things. We'll start with this, and then I'll hit you with the last one. And
Cool.
you've listened to my podcast.
Yep.
You got to tell a joke.
Oh shit.
I hope you got one. All right. Well, check this out. Being an immigrant, I served with a guy named Bjordain.
Okay.
Sudani African, dark as
For the
dark
in the
as purple.
He was in the American military.
Army, U.S. Army.
Okay.
He left Sudan, came to America to serve the country. How would you feel as an immigrant if a requirement to become a U.S. citizen was to serve in the U.S. military?
Oh,
Any
no,
branch.
no, thank you.
No, thank you.
No.
Why not?
Well, I'm not pro military in the sense that.
Okay,
like,
but I'm just saying, wouldn't that solidify people's right to come to America?
yes, it would solidify it, and rock solid. You deserve it then.
But that's what I'm saying. A minimum 2 years.
It's just because I'm in the position of an immigrant. I wouldn't want to.
Right.
That's why I'm
but
saying
your grandfather didn't. If that became a rule now, would you vote for that? How many people do you think that would help?
Would I get deployed? I'd go through training.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't.
Who knows if you get
It's
deployed?
America. You're getting deployed.
Yeah, okay.
You wouldn't fight for New Zealand if New Zealand went to war and you were still a
I
citizen?
mean, shit, that's so
Come on now.
I mean, yeah, I would if it came down to it. Like, but at the same
You're not
time,
pro-war any fashion.
No,
Neither
from
am I.
New Zealand, our job in New Zealand is to defend America. In every war, we've had America's back, and that's
Yeah.
our job. Because
And-
we don't start wars.
No, and
We join them because
Yes.
we get told, "Oh, you guys have to come." and
no,
help us."
100%. Some of the favorite people that I met when I was in Afghanistan were from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you about the fucking Polish army, though. Holy shit.
different?
Dude. Oh, my God. I had to do a radio comms for them, and they only move at night.
Yeah.
So it was funny because as we were loading up and we're doing radio comms, the testing and shit, the guy looks over at me and goes, "You need to understand something." And he spoke broken English,
Yeah.
and I spoke no Polish. He said, "If it fucking moves at night, you shoot it."
Oh God.
I'm not joking you. Dude, they shot dogs. They shot camels. They shot at fucking moving vehicles. Don't know if there was children in them or not. But if it moved at night, they
awful.
shot it. The Polish army is no fucking joke. And so, but their requirements are, out of high school, you serve minimum 2 years.
Okay.
So I'm just saying,
I have heard that actually.
I think if you want to be a citizen and you want to come over here on a work visa or veto that work visa and just say, you know what, screw it, I'll do 2 years in the U.S. military, that makes me a citizen. I think that's a fantastic idea.
I mean, I disagree because I wouldn't want to, but that's the only reason.
Use the box, man. You're a fighter. Get in there.
It doesn't mean I'm going to go kill anyone. I would hate to end someone's life.
No, it's
It'd be the last thing I ever do.
Let me explain something to you. When you're over there with somebody who has your back and you have somebody else's back,
Okay.
right? And you see somebody that's trying to take that person's life or your
Okay.
life, it's
Okay.
a different feeling.
And that's the thing, mate. Is
It
that
is a different feeling.
I can't relate, and I could never put myself in those shoes because I've never been there.
Like the Hawker, we talked about it.
Yeah.
There's a sense of brotherhood.
Yeah.
And when you go to war with somebody, knowing that you're fighting terrorists, that brotherhood changes you as a person.
Definitely.
100%.
And I like I said, I can't relate. And my opinions and thoughts on, warfare and everything is nothing but ignorant and naive because I haven't been there and I'm not involved in it. And so, like I said at the start of the podcast, I don't like to speak on anything that I'm not incredibly intelligent on because I just don't think that it's worthy. Like, I'm not going to add to the dumb fuckness that's going around the world these days through social media. I'm not going to be another not a sheep. I'm not going to be a sheep.
I fucking love it.
And so if I don't know, I love saying I don't know or I'm wrong. The other two best things that I think people need to adopt
And
is
accept.
They need
to accept that, yeah, for sure.
Saying that sometimes you just don't know or sometimes you're wrong. And I'm
the most misinformed person there is, and I love when people prove me wrong. Because
right.
then I learn.
Then you get to learn.
Yes.
And I think that's something that's so sad is that, like, people just get so stuck in their ways and they refuse to believe any other way. And then you, like, what is life if you just think you're the perfect being? No one is. and it's painful to listen to. And it, like, I was having a discussion with people at the bar the other day about, like, hatred in sports and, like, saying, I hate this guy. Like, this point guard for this time, I hate that guy. And hatred is such a bad word that does no good for anyone, especially to a professional athlete who you don't know. Like, someone was like, oh, I hate KD, Kevin Durant. I hate KD. And I was like, he doesn't know you exist. He doesn't know you're a man and you're spending
He does talk down to people on social media, though.
But sure, you can dislike things about a guy.
Yeah.
Anyone can do things you don't like.
Right.
But to vilely hate someone that I hate that guy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know that you are a human on this planet. Are you really going to spend your energy hating someone that doesn't know that you are breathing air? No. I don't give a shit about these guys. And
make sure this is a clip on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah. This is a good one.
When it comes to athletes, especially, every single professional athlete is better at their craft than I am. And so I'll never knock what they do. And what bugs me a lot about people that talk about sports is like, terrible example, but for the sake of obviously being wrong, like Steph Curry has a shit jumper. Who on their right mind can say, or talk about, like, Ben Simmons hasn't hit a 3-0 yet. So, like, saying Ben Simmons has a shit jump shot. Okay, but he's in the NBA and he's better than you. Yeah. So, like, what are you saying?
Yeah. You know how many people are on the NBA roster? Okay, then.
Yeah, zip it. Are you one of them? Like, if you're LeBron James, you can talk shit on Ben Simmons' jumper. But anyone else that's sitting at the bar getting drunk watching him on TV,
shut the fuck up.
How can you talk about someone's
armchair
ability?
Quarterbacks?
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, you've got no ground to stand on. You're playing at your rec league and
Mark
missing half your
Sanchez
shots.
sucks.
Yeah.
Well, guess who?
Okay, champ.
Okay, champ.
He's getting paid a lot more than you are to do a lot cooler shit than you are.
Yeah.
I respect the hell out of
I got a guest
athletes.
coming on tomorrow that fights in the UFC, and I can't wait to debate this with him. It's gonna be good.
Everyone does it, and it's probably the most common thing that I hear is ripping on athletes for like their talent. Or Tim Tebow.
It's all America has to do, though.
But
it's what we do.
It's what some states have. I'll never rip on America. It's my second home.
Well, the last thing I got for you, and then we'll close it up. And I'm excited that I waited till now to bring this up. What the fuck is with New Zealand? And because I'm really clueless on this. Mm-hmm. Why are you guys known as Kiwis?
Oh, our national bird is a kiwi.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, bring it up.
There we go.
That's all it is? For real?
Yeah, right in KIWI bird. Because you guys call kiwi fruit kiwis here.
Yeah, well, I know the kiwi bird, but that's all it is because it's your so why don't they call American eagles?
Well, we call you Yanks or Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Southerners
Aussies
hate
are Aussies.
That fucking shit, though.
Yeah, I know.
American Southerners,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that is one ugly bird though. At least the bald eagle's majestic.
I'm going to be on record to say that it's the most beautiful bird in the world. It's a fierce beast.
Yeah, that's a.
It'll take down anything. It's not almost extinct.
Look. Hey, Rob, click on the picture where it's chopped up as the kiwi fruit. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this.
Some Americans done that.
Well, Tay, you are my favorite kiwi, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey, dude. Seriously, I appreciate you for coming on.
For sure.
Dude, this has been a fucking blast.
Did you want my joke?
Joke. Here we go. Oh, you pulled one up?
No, I'm writing it down. So, because I thought if I'm going to do it, I'm going to shout out to my dad and my mum again. This is a poem.
Oh, fucking A.
It's fucking, I thought it was gold. So, keep talking about any topic you want.
Any topic I want.
Plug your next podcast.
Oh, my next podcast? Well, it really doesn't matter because we kind of record things and then we let them out when they go. So.
Oh, you don't want to? You want to?
Yeah.
surprise?
No. We have a UFC fighter on tomorrow, Mr. Trevor Hot Sauce Smith. But yeah, we're excited about that one just because he's a gatekeeper kind of fighter. He's a toe-to-toe kind of guy. So I'm excited about that. He's not a submission kind of character. He just wants to stand in front of people and smash. So he's going to be a fun one to come on. So
All right.
yeah.
So, just to preface my poem here,
Okay.
couple of things. My mum and my dad used to tell me this poem when I was little, and you'll laugh at the end, and you'll think it's weird all the way through.
No, that's good. I love it.
When I was younger, when I was in school, I think it was the comparison to elementary school, I had to make a poem and for like a book and like do art around it and shit. You know, when you're a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then this is the poem I decided
Cheerio
on.
necklaces and whatnot. Yeah.
All that and the macaroni frames. And,
Yeah.
So this is the poem I chose. As I awoke this morning, when all sweet things were born, a robin perched upon my windowsill and sung to hail the dawn. It was so young and tender, and sweetly did it sing, and thoughts of joy and happiness into my heart did spring. I smiled so softly to myself as I perched beside the bed, and slowly pulled the window down and smashed its fucking head.
You did not.
I did. I used that. I put fucking in there too. See that? Bit of an insight to how cuss words mean nothing in my family.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That's good. I love it. All right. Well,
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hey, look him up. Tay Hawker. Your Instagram is what?
Yeah, TM Hawker.
TM Hawker.
On Instagram, you'll see I'll post all about this, and Twitter's TM Hawker as well. Although my Twitter's very clean. If you want laughs, don't look at my Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I keep that PG.
All right. Well, give him a follow. Are you private?
No public.
Public.
Yep.
All right, Tay. We appreciate
it. Thank you so much.
Whiskey
Derek.
Tango Talks. Find us at patreon.com. We are adult content. Just go ahead, give us a look-see, donate what you can. We love you guys. We're trying to give back to you with merch and charities. We'll do what we can. College Bar and Grill, Tay's a manager there, low end on total pole, but he's still a manager. Go see him. Hey, and if you can get me tickets, let's get field level for some football games this year. Huh?
Yeah, I'll work on that for you.
I
get you down
appreciate
on the field.
it. All right, that wraps up for Whiskey Tango Talks. Thank you very much. Fuck yeah, dude.
That was awesome.
Fuck